I'm Kate Johansson. I'm the Quality Improvement Lead for Stroke for North Eastern Yorkshire, and my role focuses on supporting people in the rehabilitation phase and their life after stroke. This group came about by pulling people together who are involved with stroke care, so healthcare professionals, the voluntary sector, and people with lived experience of stroke and carers. And what we wanted to do was work with people who are involved with stroke care and try to understand what do people need in their long-term support after their stroke. The group decided they wanted to pull together a directory of services because they felt that this was the bit that was missing. People came out of hospital after having a stroke and there was support out there, but they didn't know where to find it. So we really wanted to develop something that helped them feel connected to their communities and able to access the support they needed for their recovery. So the approach that we took with this group was a co-production approach, and I've never worked in this way before, where we pull people together from different sectors to really deal with difficult issues like supporting people with their long-term support. So working together with the voluntary sector, healthcare professionals and people with lived experience of stroke and carers has been really, really beneficial. We've brought lots of different ideas to the table. People have worked together really well. We've all learned from each other, but we've really learned what people need in their recovery journey.
My name's Boocock, I'm a stroke survivor. I got involved because my journey as a stroke survivor has been largely supported by peers, and I think this represents something that kind of takes it to a next level. So it made sense, it landed with me well at the time about helping healthcare professionals and decision makers find a better way and an easier way to help stroke survivors, carers, etc. It's been really good. I think we've bonded really well as a group of people who are from different backgrounds and different working cultures. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it, learning about what challenges people face in different areas.
I'm Gemma Hoyle. I'm the lead speech therapist at Aphasia Support, which is a charity that works across West Yorkshire and Harrogate, and also bits of South Yorkshire, providing support to people with aphasia through groups and one-to-one support. I think it's been really interesting having perspectives across the board, really, so being able to get the sense from the people who live with the effects of stroke and find out what's important to them, being able to work closely with the NHS as well and how that all integrates with us as a voluntary organisation. I think we can bring a lot to the table in terms of having that understanding of what support is out there in the area, more kind of universally. Yeah, I think being part of a co-production group is really, really, really useful. I think we really need that patient perspective, that lived experience. I think is really vital to, we forget what we know, and I think sometimes people with that lived experience keep us in check in terms of what does that acronym mean, or what does, how does that affect me? And I think that's a really important thing, but also acknowledging that we don't know what it's like to live with those effects as well, and I think having that perspective is really, really helpful.
I'm Judy. I'm a carer for my husband Jim, who had a stroke in October 2014. At the time I was working full-time. I've since retired and I've taken on a little bit more of the caring role since I retired. I first became involved when I was approached by somebody in Aphasia Support, which is a voluntary organisation which supports Jim with his speech and communication. And they said they wanted somebody to represent carers' interests. And I said I was willing to help with that. I think I've been trying to make sure that the needs of carers remain paramount. I think often they're overlooked in the process of stroke, and they're providing a vast amount of support and in all different areas, and I think they need encouragement and support to continue their role without it being too demanding on themselves.
So what I really hope that people get from this website is a place where they can go to for everything they need for stroke care, in terms of what's in their community, who they can connect with, where they can get more information.
I hope in the website that they'll be able to find practical support, that they'll be able to access groups, and that they'll be able to access all kinds of information that will help them in their caring role and also help them to look after themselves.
I hope it's something in the community that we can direct carers and family and friends and also patients themselves to get more information and have a more general idea of what they can be offered in their area.
I think the biggest thing it will do is pull a lot of information that's in various places into one place, and it will be a huge source of support to stroke survivors.
I think it's just good for knowing about things locally, because I think there's so much going on, but people don't always really know what's going on.